Hey guys, what's going on? It's your boy, TheMadKaiger. And up here today, we are back with the next game review. Today we're going to be talking about Dynasty Warriors 4. Like I said, I've been playing through all of the Dynasty Warriors games as of late. And the previous one that I played, Dynasty Warriors 3 Empires, 3 Extreme Legends. I already mentioned in that it weren't really a new game. It was more like an expansion pack. Now, Dynasty Warriors 4, on the other hand, is it is a completely different game. Um, so I'm going to talk a little bit about the gameplay, what's been changed, new modes, etc. First thing you need to know about Dynasty Warriors 4 is that the campaign in this game is the first one that really changed into army-based campaigns rather than individual characters having like 7 or so missions like in Dynasty Warriors 3. Now, I don't mind the whole concept of, individual characters each having their own campaign because, in terms of play value, that's all right because there's a lot of replay value. But in this game, what you have instead is a Wei campaign, a Shu campaign, and a Wu campaign. And the campaigns are basically split into chapters. So I think there's about 5 or 6 chapters per army. And obviously you can choose what character you want to play as from that campaign. So it still has that, individual character select mission rather than, rather than in some of the later games where you're forced to use only certain characters. The good news is, obviously, you start off the game and you only have a certain amount of, 3 characters per army. But then you obviously unlock characters as you play through. Again, the good news is you can still go back and play through the entire campaign again as a different character. But also, if you don't want to do that, you can just stick to saying, oh, I've done one of each campaign, which is fine. Also, obviously, another thing is you can actually change what character you play as before each mission. So, for example, if you're playing the Wei campaign and you wanted to play as Cao Cao for one mission, and then the next mission you wanted to play as Zihao Dun, you could do that. I personally I personally have started a Cao Cao campaign. I'm sticking with the one character, and I'll explain why in a minute. But again, it's cool that you can go back and change those characters throughout the missions. But it also had that awesome replay value where you can play a campaign as one individual character, then go back and play it from a different character's perspective, and stuff like that. I don't think it actually changes the missions if you play as a different character in the same campaign. I think the missions are always going to be the same. I just think, obviously, there's sometimes if you're playing a Cao Cao and the mission is Cao Cao don't die, and you don't, obviously everyone else can die but you, and obviously so forth. So how the missions work in each chapter. So each chapter is split into 2 or 3 missions per chapter. Now, the good news is that you don't actually have to do each individual mission to prolong the chapter. There's only one main battle, and then it's 1 or 2 optional battles. Of course, doing the optional battles is more is better because obviously it will give your character more XP and stuff, which I'll get to in a minute. But also, I think that it actually changes. Sometimes it changes the outcome of the main battle if you actually do those side battles as well. And I think the reason I say that is because there was a battle I think it was either the 3rd or 2nd campaign where you had to beat Lu Bu, and I didn't do it. I failed, so I thought, I'm not going to do this. I'm going to just go to the main battle, and I did. And then Lu Bu turned up in that battle. So I think not doing the optional battles sometimes will have an effect on how the main battle plays out. I'm not entirely sure, but I think that's what happens. So what's been changed in terms of gameplay? Well, the first thing you need to know is that there is a whole completely new overhaul in terms of how the game looks. I'm going to be honest with you, it does look a little bit more blurry, if I'm going to be honest with you. It seems a little bit more foggy in terms of gameplay. Again, it might be because Obviously, I'm using the pound cable, and the pound cable may not pick it up as well. I'm not entirely sure if that's just my audio, my visual output, or if it's the game in general. But it is a little bit tough on the eyes at times, and it is a little bit annoying at times. You know, again, if you're playing on a 4K TV using a pound cable, obviously just be aware that, you know, the visual output may not be perfect. In terms of gameplay, there's a few new things. Obviously, the attacking and stuff feels much more responsive than it does in the previous game. It seems like you can actually hit multiple targets much easier than you can in the previous game, which is nice. There's also a new thing where you can do like a taunt, and I'm not entirely sure exactly how it works, but I know like when you do a taunt, like anyone near you sort of gets stunned. I think it also gives your character a bonus, a small buff. I'm not entirely sure, but I think that's how it works. I can quickly look it up and see what it actually does, but I'm not entirely sure if that's how it works. Announce yourself. Make a threatening stance to startle around surrounding enemies. Yeah, I think that's just all it does. It just startles the enemies. Yeah, I don't think it's any. It changes. Yeah, I don't think it actually does it. I think it's just like it startles the enemies around you. It can be useful, but I find that it just gives the enemies an opening to attack you. Another new thing in the game is duels. So sometimes before, when you come across like a major officer, for example, Zhang Fei or Zhao Yun or something, they will challenge you to a duel, and it basically puts you in a one-on-one arena with them. And if you win the battle, obviously they retreat. I think if you lose the duel, you fail. I haven't lost yet. But also something that if you don't accept the duel, it actually decreases the morale of your army. So it has benefits to doing it. The only problem I have with it is that sometimes the duels can be a little bit one-sided. You know, the enemies sometimes just spam the same attacks. And that whole blocking thing that I mentioned in the previous games, where they just constantly block, it is still present in this game, unfortunately. There's also like another thing, like where your character sometimes has like an aura around them, and I'm not entirely sure what that does. I find that it happens when you've got lower health. I'm not sure if it makes your character stronger or something. I'm not entirely sure on how each individual kink works. I think if I play more of it, I'll obviously figure out stuff. Of course, that's pretty cool in its own right. So in terms of how the RPG elements have been changed, I also want to mention this game's actually surprisingly challenging. It seems like the enemies in this game just constantly attack you. Another move you can do another move in the air now as well, like a ground pound attack. But every time you go up in the air, you just constantly get knocked down. The enemies in this game are challenging, and even playing on easy mode, they can really take your health down so quickly. Again, I think using that morale system, obviously, when an enemy's got lower morale, they're obviously easier to defeat and so forth. Obviously, still plays a part in this game. But I find this game is actually much more challenging than 3 and 3 Extreme Legends. So another thing, how the RPG elements work in this game. So obviously in the previous game, you only really leveled up, you know, after each battle when you got XP. That's still in the game. And the same thing when you pick up like, you know, attack +4, attack +1, defense +1 buffs and, you know, all those buffs, you know, they're still in the game. But obviously in this one, as you level up, you can unlock new item slots. So you can get your items like in the previous game, but in this one, you can also get mounts as an individual item slot, and also orbs, which are basically like elemental orbs. So maybe add fire damage to your attacks or something like that. And as for the weapons in this game, so in the previous game you unlock different weapons every time you've done a battle. You pick up weapon boxes, and sometimes it'd be a stronger weapon, sometimes it'd be a plus speed bonus. But in this game you only have the one weapon, and how it works is you get weapon XP. So the weapon starts off as level 1, and as you get weapon XP, the weapon will increase its damage over time, and then go to a level 2 weapon, like level 3, and then when you get to like level 6, it goes to a level 3 weapon, and so forth. I think there's a max of 10 levels. I think Extreme Legends made it to 20. I could be wrong. I do like that you don't now you're not constantly swapping out each weapon that you come across, and you know you're constantly stuck with like a level 1 weapon. You know, like I've previously mentioned in Dynasty Warriors 3, a big issue was sometimes when you were playing a character's campaign, you could be on like the 6th mission and still have a level 1 weapon, because it was really randomized on whether or not enemies dropped weapons. But in this game, your weapons always kind of level up. Obviously the weapon XP can be changed, obviously, from doing combos, winning duels, etc, etc. So I do like that they fixed that weapon progression system in this game. So you're always going to make sure that as you progress through the game, your weapon is going to get stronger. The same with your character. Another thing, again, they brought back the bodyguards again. It works in a similar way. Obviously, as you play with your bodyguard, they level up, they change class, you unlock up to 8 bodyguards, you start with 2, and so forth. You can edit your bodyguards again, but the only thing is that how the edit bodyguard work in this one is there's 4 bodyguard slots. So you have the Romance of the Three Kingdom ones, Koi, Mystery, and another one. All those different is the names, but again you can change them around if you want to, which is nice. Another new thing in this game was the first game to add edit characters. So in this game you can make your own character, which is really cool. Again, making your own character basically allows you to play as that character in any of the campaigns: free mode, challenge mode, versus mode, etc. Which is really nice, but you can only have 4 edit characters. The editing in this game is very, very, very limited. I think as you play the game, you may unlock more customization options like in the other games, but it is very limited. But it is nice that they do include an edit mode. So if you do want to play as your own character, you can do that, which is really nice. Again, like I said, overall, gameplay wise, it is a nice step in the right direction. It did improve a lot of the problems that Dynasty Warriors 3 had, and I do like this new campaign system in this one, you know, where it has multiple battles instead of, you know, you're constantly doing the same battle. And there is some sort of optional functionality, and I do like the new weapon update system and the leveling up system in this game. It is a nice change of pace, and it was a step in the right direction. My biggest issues with this game is, like I said, the graphics are a little bit on the foggy and blurry side at times. It can be really annoying with the enemies when they gang up on you. You can just constantly die so quickly. I mean, there's been countless times where I've gone into a battle with full health, and then I literally get hit 3 or 4 times and I've got no health left. Again, sometimes it adds, you'll know that an enemy's tough if their character's sort of like got an aura around them, like they've got like lightning and stuff around them. I think that means they're more challenging and stuff like that. But overall, Dynasty Warriors 4 is a nice step in the right direction. They fixed a lot of the problems from the previous game. But again, like I said, there's still a lot of issues in this game in terms of constant enemy blocking and stuff like that. It is a challenging game. Overall, I'd give this maybe a 7.5 to an 8. It does improve a lot over the previous game. I do like this one. Am I going to do every single character? Probably not. I might just do 2 or 3 characters from each army before moving on to Extreme Legends 4. Again, I am enjoying the Dynasty Warriors series, so Of course, with Dynasty Warriors 9 Empires on the way, I feel like it's time to, you know, continue on with those games. I do want to mention that I will probably be streaming some Disneyland Adventures tonight. I'm gonna try and get the game beat tonight. Might be one or two more sessions, so could finish it tonight. We could finish it tomorrow night. I'll see how it all goes. Again, like I said, it is really depending on how quickly I do things. So, but overall, if you enjoyed today's review, let me know in the comments below, and of course, leave a like. Let me know what you've been playing recently, what you're gonna get. Is there anything interesting you want to see? Of course, subscribe if you haven't already and join the family. And as always, guys, follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and Twitch at TheMadKaiger. And if you're there tonight, I'll see you with some more Disneyland Adventures before moving on to another game. And played Overwatch last night, so if you want to check out that stream, that's still on there. And as always, guys, have a nice day, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care, and bye-bye.